Welcome back to episode 290 of the God and Guns podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
And I'm your other host, Doug.
We use this podcast to talk about God, guns, and the responsible Christian gun owners' interest. On this week's show, we'll be talking about the release of the Kraken. It's on the loose.
Releasing the Kraken.
Well, thank you, Bama sponsors, Oathkeepers TV for having us over there on their platforms, and we'll thank Farms Radio Network for having our podcast out there for you guys to download at your convenience. If you've not checked out other shows on Oathkeepers TV or on the Farms Radio Network, please check those out. And
Crossbreed holsters, you've heard us talk about if you're carrying a gun on your person in your vehicle or your wife's got one in her purse. Crossbreed makes a holster for you. Go check them out. Crossbreedholsters.com. Carry the cross. Also, PowerTac lights. Hey, if you're looking for a bright light, PowerTac has one for you. They got weapons lights, headlamps, you name it, they pretty much carry it, and they're bright. And that give you a 40% discount just for listening to the show and using our promo code. So go check our buddies out, PowerTac.com.
deal. What's been your guiding gun activity since the last time we spoke 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, let's see. Of course, happy belated Thanksgiving, everybody.
Indeed.
I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We did. And I I posted that I was breaking all the rules, man. We were going to have at least 7 people, and I wasn't going to wear no mask, and I was probably not going to social distance, and I was pretty sure that at one point in the day I was going to run with scissors. And I think I may have, but it was I was waiting to see if I was going to get banned on Facebook for false rumors or whatever.
False advertisement.
False advertisement, propaganda, whatever they want to call it. But they didn't, so it was cool. But we had a good time. Thanksgiving was good. I've been hunting, man. I killed 2 on Friday after Thanksgiving and got those. And then my buddy Andy and I got drawn for a state park hunt at Mistletoe State Park up at Clark Hill Lake near Augusta. We had to be up there Monday.
You guys stand under the mistletoe?
We did not. But we did stay in a really cool cabin up there, a log cabin. They got them up there. You can rent them and stuff. And the park was closed to everybody but hunters. And so we had a cabin. You walk out on the back porch. The lake was right there on the backside. Man, it was just a nice place.
Cool.
The deer hunting, it wasn't so great, but just a beautiful place. So it was a lot of fun. Andy killed one the first day and got it, and then we tracked one he shot Tuesday. I didn't see hardly anything, but he tracked one Tuesday. We probably went 400 yards. We actually got off the state park land onto some private property, and we tracked the deer, and then it actually went across a dirt road further into their property. And I'm like, nope, that's it. We can't go no further. There was game wardens all over the place. I'm like, I don't want to get up here and get caught trespassing, and
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't bleeding much. So we lost that one, unfortunately. But it was a good hunt, man. We enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Let's see, what else did I do? Andy actually gave me a call a little while ago. He was in an academy up in Buford or someplace, wherever he's at up there. I can't remember where he was at, but I think it was Buford. But anyway, they had some 6.5 Grendel Hornady 123 grain SSTs and pretty good price on them. So, you're allowed to get 3 boxes. So I had him pick me up 3 more. So I'll be prepared for pig killing later on in the late winter, early springtime when they're out running around. And let's see, what else have I got going?
Apocalypse.
Yeah, I can't wait for Apocalypse, man. It'll come in January, February. We'll be going over doing some pig hunting. I'll probably get my hog killing privileges back over where I normally hunt since deer season will be out. I'll get to go over, but it's been funny, man. They haven't had any pigs on camera at all since like the first week of deer season. They just ain't been there.
I must have heard you weren't going to be around.
I guess. I guess it shows you they're not real scared. But But hey, I get to shoot the I shot the 44 mag the other day, so that was cool. But it is a hand cannon, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was really nice. And I talked to our buddies down at Crossbreed this week,
Murray,
and no, I didn't talk to Murray. I talked to
Nathan,
Nathan and was emailing Lindsay,
Lindsay,
and they
Eco.
are sending me a chest rig for the 44 mag. So
Cool.
as soon as I get it, I will have it out on the. I'll either have it on one show and have the gun in it, or do a video when I get it. But that gun was a lot of fun. I'm shooting a target at 20 yards, and I mean it was dead on the money. So I can't complain. Can't complain too bad. I might try to take a deer or a hog with it,
Cool deal.
which is what I want to do. But that's what you been up to.
Ooh, let's see. In 2 weeks. Of course, daily Bible reading. Had church security last Sunday. We'll have it again this Sunday. Spent quite a bit of time last week taking parents to doctors. Well, took specifically dad to the doctor. He's had some more heart issues, so you guys be praying for him. Um, he's got another procedure coming up on the 9th. So a lot of taking care of parents stuff. Of course, smaller Thanksgiving because of our governor Andy. We had family that would normally shown up say they were afraid that they'd get turned in by their neighbors. And I was like, okay. So I had all my kids, my grandkids there, and their neighbor over, and so we had a good little group. And we made meals and took to mom to take to mom and dad. And mom actually came and picked them up, and then also for my grandmother and uncle and aunt, we made meals and put them in little containers so they could take it and they could have turkey and ham and sweet potatoes and all the fixings. And so we did that. You getting some updated news there?
When he's talking to me, she opened the garage door, was talking to me. I was like, "What?"
Okay. So that was pretty much on the God and family side. On the gun side, well, I don't know if it was the gun side. Been working on the Scout last week, not so much this week. Worked on the F-350. Had somehow in the last 6 months, I've hit something with my truck and not known it, and it bent the bumper up and broke the fog light out of it, and I noticed like a couple weeks back, I don't know, a couple months back, it was hanging down, and so I ordered a new set, and the new set was cheaper than buying an individual, and I worked on that, got underneath there, and then I got some. Uh, I've been influenced by a bad person that got me that got me in the doghouse,
Oh no!
and I picked me up one of their
Ooh,
thermal scopes, and
that's
it's all Doug's fault. I
that's
blame him,
pretty.
and I put it on the Axelson, and she is all but ready to go. I got mounted, and I got the mount from Outdoor Legacy out of Texas. It's a quick detach. You see the quick detach levers on there?
Yep.
Make them out. Yeah, it's got two quick detach levers on there, so I can take it off and I can go put it onto another platform. And Doug was telling me that you can program 5 different guns
Yep.
in, and then I think you can actually program different calibers too for the gun.
Yep.
I mean, not different calibers, different bullet weights and stuff like that. So
Yep.
you got a whole bunch
different
of
yardages.
yeah. So coyotes and skunks and muskrats, everything I can find at night that is a pest around here.
Now,
I'm
now
hoping
you're gonna have to come down sometime and be one of the honorary members of Squill Team 6
Squirrel Team 6.
and go pig killing with us.
I like it. You need to get some hats made up like that.
Oh, we already
Team
have
6. You need a T-shirt. We need to market that Squirrel Team 6. That's hilarious.
we have I made a logo for it already too.
That's hilarious. Yeah, you don't get to be a member till you come down and kill a hog with Doug.
That's it. Then you're an
Uh,
honorary member of Squeal Team 6
well, I need to make a plan on what's y'all's pigs killing season all year round.
all year. Whenever you got a chance to go.
Coyotes here in Kentucky start December 1st and go to May 31st or May 1st for nighttime hunting. But you can hunt them during the daytime, which is only like 6 months you can hunt in for nighttime with night vision. So,
There's
and
a
that's
season.
only
There's
on
a
private
season on
land.
coyotes.
Well, it's open season year round on public and private with a rifle.
Mm.
Uh, but for night hunting, it's only on private property, and it's only between December 1st until I'm thinking it's May 31st. But don't hold me to that, and don't put me in jail over it. But that is what I'm understanding. So that should give me a good long winter to. I mean, that's 6 months. I should be able to thin them out pretty good around here, at least on my farm.
We can shoot them and pigs all the time here.
I wish we could shoot them during the summer months. I don't know what the difference is between the summer months and the winter months. But then you can also shoot uh, um, raccoons and skunks and all the. It's like all fur bearing animals. You can do those during that season. I guess it's a fur bearing season. You can shoot them.
Hey, so when you get ready to sight that thing in, there's Tony Fox that we actually had on from Fox Optic.
Yep.
On the show, he's got some really good videos out there, and he's got one really good one on showing you how to sight it in with doing the freeze frame and doing the one shot zero.
Right.
Works like a champ. But I can tell you one thing: you need to make sure when you get ready to sight in, when you do your freeze frame, as soon as you shoot, you need to freeze frame it quick because about 5 seconds you don't see that bullet hole anymore because the heat's dissipated. So you can't see where you hit the target.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched a couple of his videos. He had several, I don't know, 2 or 3 different videos showing now that he made a box. He used like a box within a box because it gave a better heat signature.
Mm-hmm.
And then he used electrical tape, I think, because it had a better heat signature. I was going to do that. Go ahead.
I've tried the electrical tape, and I guess I didn't have enough sun to warm the tape up good enough because it just didn't work.
Yeah, I was going to sight mine today, but it's been raining. It started raining last night when the scope ring showed up last night, and the scope showed up the day before, and I was going to go out and sight it in, and it was raining, and so I couldn't really. If I shot off my back porch, my wife might have. She might have kicked me into the doghouse earlier than she did, but we looked around and it was I looked out in the woods and stuff, and we could see a raccoon going through the woods. And I saw some kind of cat. I'm assuming it's a domestic cat, wild domestic cat. But because we've got a few of those running around here, I don't think it was a bobcat because it looked more like it looked smaller to me. But got to watch those walk around the woods. And I picked up one of those tripods. I know you said something about getting some shooting sticks, and I was looking at Fox's recommendations. He recommended that one that I picked up, the Bogan. Yeah, I got that. Man, that thing is cool. You just sit the rifle in there and lock it in, and you can just let it sit there. You don't have to hold on to anything. It's smooth, and I really like that. So I'm looking forward to getting out there, man. I'm excited, and we'll be putting some video out. All right, so I guess that pretty much does my guide and guns things. I've done some other things. Some reloading things, a lot of stuff in the garage, a lot of stuff on the farm. But you guys don't care about none of that stuff. EDC, I am actually carrying something new for a change. I have the Staccato C.
That is
STI Staccato C. It's a gun that's been in the safe for a long time. Because I was just carrying the Glock, and I thought, well, I've been looking for a holster for a long time, and I can't find a holster. Crossbreed doesn't make one for it because Murray doesn't love me as much as he apparently loves you or Nathan or whoever it is that gets you the good stuff. But it's a 9mm single stack, 9+1. And look at this barrel. I'm not trying to look at how heavy that barrel is. That dude is a tack driver, and it is as light as my XDS. I'm making sure I get it in the holster. And so I had to create my own Frankenstein holster because
The Franken holster.
the Franken, it's a Franken cross holster. It's mostly cross. Well, it's all crossbreed, but it's not a crossbreed designed for the STI staccato. It's
Mhm.
actually a 1911 Super Tuck that they'd sent me when I had a Kimber for a long time there, and so I had dug and dug and dug through all the holster uh, totes. If you've been a gun owner as long as Doug and I, you got totes of holsters and slings and
Oh yeah.
whatnot all over. And so the XDS pistols are almost identical. They're just a little bit too wide for this staccato, and so there's a little bit of play in there. And I need to get a double mag holder because what I've got is an XDS mag holder, and it's got adjustment for tension on it. And so I've been carrying it in that, but I don't like it. I don't. It doesn't have clips. It's got the round holes that you slide the belt through,
Hmm.
so you can't really fit it where it feels good or move it around where you want. But man, I tell you what, I've been wearing the holster that comes with the staccato seat. It's a hard plastic, painful, evil creation. It's somebody needs to take and slice it and grind it up and feed it to hogs. It's an awful thing. It's ghastly. And it's left marks on my body, which I don't know if I ever go away. But I got rid of that, and I've found this crossbreed holster. Looks like we got a problem over on our YouTube. Are you seeing it? It's a big lag over there. I don't know if it's me or YouTube. Okay, looks like it's back to going. But
Yeah, it's running.
the man, I can't. For you guys that have never had a crossbreed holster,
I know, right?
especially a Super Tuck, if you're wearing these hard plastic Kydex things, you hate yourself. I'm telling you, you need to go out and you need to get you a crossbreed leather backed holster,
Hmm.
the most premium level you can afford, and you will never buy another piece of junk, Uncle Mike's or a Black Hawk or whatever your favorite piece of plastic is holster, because these things you can wear them and they don't hurt you and they don't leave marks and they don't take flesh off of you and they don't poke you. Uh, they're just it's like putting on a nice warm pair of fluffy house shoes and just walking around all day long in this nice cloud of comfort because
With
it
a,
is so much. I mean, I can't describe how much better it feels than that junk that I'd been trying to wear.
oh yeah.
But that was my free plug for Crossbreed. And maybe you guys could see it in your heart to make me an actual holster for this.
There you go.
It won with a light, that will let me put, because there's a light rail on the bottom of it. So either that or I could put a bayonet on the bottom of it or something like that. What's your carrying tonight?
Oh, I just got the usual suspect Glock 19 with student of the gun night vision sights on it, which I love them. They shoot so nice, and I mean they're just spot on, man. When you come up on target,
Mm-hmm.
it's just there, and their suppressor height. So if I ever want to put a suppressor on this thing, I can, but that kind of defeats the purpose of. It'd be kind of hard to conceal that thing.
Yeah, it's not really a concealed carry gun at that point.
Nah, no, but
Unless you're unless you're carrying appendix, and then you can get by with it. But
yeah, right, right. I'm trying to figure out how I can carry the 44 Magnum concealed.
oh, they got them holsters on TV. It looks like a big sack of leather.
Oh
And
yeah,
you can put anything in them things. You could put AR-15 pistol in those things. You have to take a mag up, but you could put that in there.
can't
It
bend your
might
leg.
it stand up, take it out, and flap holsters. I'm like, ain't no way. I whatever. Somebody might
Steve,
love that thing. I better be quiet.
Steve said, "Get you a 3D printer and make your own parts and mount it to leather on the crossbreed.
Well, you can buy Cadex. I mean,
You can bend your own and
yeah,
then mount it to it."
I've, I've, I've talked about the possibility of sticking that in the oven and getting her hot and putting a gun in, but I just don't really like the thought of my staccato C with molten Kydex on it. But
No,
it might harden up quick. I don't know, but it might take some finish off. I don't know how that works. You guys have experience melting plastic and putting them on your guns. Chime in here and let us know what you think.
well, I think I think you would just basically heat your Kydex up and then
Right?
put the fold it around your. Well, I don't guess you really want to fold that one, would you?
Yeah,
Because you're going to mount it to leather. So I guess you would just have to lay it over and put it in a press and press it down around it, and then cut it out.
yeah. I don't. I don't put my gun. I could buy one of them blue guns like the holster makers do, and
Yeah.
or mold guns. They have mold guns, and some of them use the blue guns. But some of the dimensions aren't always the same on blue gun as they are on the mold guns for holsters.
No,
All right, you got a yoke for us?
I do got one. So since it's December, I've decided to go until now between now and Christmas with Christmas jokes. So this one is the three wise women. You do
Okay.
know what
One,
would
two.
happen if there had been three wise women instead of men. They would have asked for directions, arrived on time, helped deliver the baby, cleaned the stable, made a casserole, and brought disposable diapers as gifts.
If you say so, Doug. All right, let's
Hey,
see.
it is casserole season, man.
We had beef stew today. It was really good. We had roast yesterday, and when you have roast the day before, you always have beef stew the next day.
Right. Wendy made chili last night off of some of the deer I killed the other night, so
Mm,
it was tasty. I love being able to go out and get my own groceries.
yep, saves money. All right, so we're on to the Bible verse of the week. Let me pull this up here where I can see it. Boom. There we go. We have 1 John verses 9 through 12. The true light, which gives light to everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made through him. Yet the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his people did not receive him. But to all who did receive him, who believe in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. And that is the promise of the gospel message that we are coming into the Christmas season. We're in the month of December now. So, my encouragement to you all is that if you do not know Jesus, you can know Jesus. You just have to believe that he is the Son of God who came and became that sacrifice that is the only acceptable sacrifice by God the Father to allow you to have a relationship with him and the Son, and that you might have eternal life, and that your sins might be forgiven, and that you won't be under the penalty of your sin, that your sins can be washed away and you can start fresh and anew. And that burden that you pack around that weighs you down, that makes you feel just overwhelmed with grief, you may drink it and think by drinking think that you take care of it. You might use drugs to forget about it. You might find yourself getting in all kinds of activities to try to distract yourself from the fact that apart from Jesus, you're going to go to hell. And so I'm not trying to scare anybody. I want everyone to go to heaven. I don't want anyone to suffer. I don't even want some of them Democrats to suffer. I want every I want everyone to know Jesus. I want everyone to know the forgiveness that I've found
Yep.
through Jesus Christ. I want everyone to have the peace that I have in my heart. I want everyone to have the love that God has showed me that I'm able to show others, and to have that peace that surpasses all understanding. And if you want to know more about it, and I'm not making any sense to you right now, you can email me, Troy at Guide and Guns Podcast. I'll do my best. If I can't do it, I'll point you to somebody that can. I'm not an expert, but I'm just a novice like all the rest of us. So, but I do my best to try to reflect the love that God has given me. Sometimes I let my flesh stand up and act silly, but I have to take it into submission and die to myself and live for Christ. So again,
Yep.
John 1, verses 9 through 12, and I read from the ESV version tonight. Good deal. All right, on to the Kraken.
The Kraken.
Kraken? That must be a Georgia thing.
Kraken.
Kraken. And that was like pig skins that you cook in the grease?
Them's cracklins.
Oh, it's cracklins. Okay, they got an L in it.
Yeah.
Okay, cracklins.
This is just a Kraken.
Kraken. Okay.
Release the Kraken.
I think Sidney Powell has released the Kraken.
Shit, didn't he?
Those videos, man, of Georgia, you guys got some stuff going on down there, man. They kicked him out and said there's a water main break, and then today
It was a toilet that overflowed.
There was a leaking toilet in the bathroom that had leaked like at 8 o'clock that morning. It was fixed before 10.
Yeah.
And this is like, 10 o'clock at night? And they're saying there's a water main break and you all got to go.
Yep.
Except for these 4 people that pulled out all these ballots out from underneath this table that nobody had seen all day long and started running in the thing without anybody overseeing it. So all of those votes from that period of time, from 10 o'clock until
12 something.
12:30.
Well, they ran them until
2.5
12:30.
hours. Yeah. So 25 or 30,000 votes or something like that they ran through without anybody watching them.
Yep.
Without anybody approving them. All of those have to be thrown out because they broke the law. They can't do that. And so that was amazing to see. But you see all these other people coming forward and saying this happened. They kicked me out and they accused me of this. And they had the police remove me from here. And then, what was it? Nevada had how many thousand? Like 30 or 40,000 people vote more in one time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And then they had 20-something thousand people from out of state vote. They had 8,000 something people that were underage or not even a citizen.
Dead.
In Arizona, they're starting to dig into that mess out there. It is amazing to see. Then Michigan was did you watch any of that video?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I mean, they need to throw all these states that did this stuff, they need to throw them out, and their state representatives need to pick the electors, or they need to run a new election, one or the other.
Well, I think their states are going to have to pick it, right?
Well, I guess
according to their constitutions.
It depends on what the state's constitution is. Georgia, right. You got a girl there, senator in Georgia, who was saying that it don't make no difference because we can't pick the delegates. It has to be something. Did you see her? She was hot mad. She was a Democrat. She was hot mad and accusing the girl of lying that there was other people in the room. She said, "Well, there's 4 cameras. So there's only 4 people in the room, and there's no Republicans in there."
they told them to leave, and everybody left. And then when everybody was gone,
there was somebody in there watching. Well, there wasn't no Republicans in there.
Yeah, there was nobody in there watching because they sent everybody home. You can see them clearly clear out.
Yep.
And that girl that was pulling those suitcases or whatever they were out from under that desk.
They look like Pelican cases.
She had put that desk in there that morning.
Yep.
And then
covered it up
covered it up, put those things under there, and then ran everybody out because of the water main leak. They come back tomorrow at 8 o'clock because we're not going to do anything. And then proceed to run ballots.
Uh,
Really?
yeah. And that wasn't the only day. That was just one day because they went back through and they counted and run people out on other cases. But that one with a video. But as soon as those videos hit, every one of these people that are doing this kind of garbage probably went and started deleting all the videotapes of all the other places that these venues were videoed.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you, I'm like, man, I wish they could have got all the videos from all the other places that were showing this kind of activity. Maybe they did. I don't know. But
Did you see
it
the
is
one? Did you
amazing.
see the one video where it showed the girl sitting there and she's at one of the voting machines that has the USB drive in it,
Huh?
and a guy walks up to her and she looks around for a second and she pulls the USB drive out and they basically switch it. He hands her a different one
Oh,
and
no,
that she takes back and puts back in.
I did not see that.
It's like, imagine that.
Well, there was in Michigan, they had a guy that put like 27 of those USBs in, those thumb drives,
Mm-hmm.
like 27 of them. And then they had others that were directly connected to the internet, which is against the state law.
Yep.
And it's just like, at what point do you say, hey, no, this is not going to happen? All of this is getting thrown out. And you can see, I mean, the ballot numbers was 90 something percent, like 95, 97% all for Biden. All for Biden.
Right.
Nobody got to see the ballots. They got thrown in with the rest of the ballots. There ain't no way. You see, in 1 hour period of time, you see, what was it? What was it? Michigan. Was it like 70,000 votes in an hour? 100,000 votes in an hour?
I want to say it was like, what didn't it go up like 400,000 votes or something?
Yeah, it was more than the machines could actually have processed
Right.
in that period of time. That if you were sitting there running one after another, you couldn't run that many votes through all the machines that they stated that they had. And then you had the truck driver from New York that went to Pennsylvania with pallet loads of ballots filled out. And then they stole the truck, and nobody knows where they stole the trailer. He still has his truck, but they stole the trailer. They had all the ballots in it. Oh man, I mean, everybody. The thing is though, the social media is blocking all of our posts, blocking all my posts. I get like one like on each post.
Yep.
One like, and I probably posting 25 to 30 things a day of all these different corruption things. But where I am getting a lot of likes and follows is over on MeWe. It's blowing up. Parlor is blowing up. Wimkin is getting there. They don't really have their act together. I think they'll be good one day, but right now they're stumbling on themselves. But Twitter, I've been over on Twitter hitting it. I've been hitting every social media platform that I can get access to, and Facebook by far is the most restrictive.
Oh yeah,
they have completely blocked like all my visibility. I'm like shadow banned to the nth degree. I think you have to go to my page and look for it to find it.
Yep.
And even then, they've blocked several of the things saying, "Oh, this is contested. Oh, this is fake news. This is fake news. This is fake news." Here's video of people stealing the election. Fake news, really?
Everything I post on mine too, it has anything to do with that kind of stuff. They tag an election result to the bottom of my post.
Yeah, you can't say you put anything in there if it has the word Trump in it, they're gonna say this is fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
If all you put on there was Trump, the election results show that Joe Biden was the winner.
Durr. You rig enough votes, anybody could win.
Well, what's his name? A little short dude that owns Facebook.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah. He gave $400 million to rig elections. $400 million to rig elections, to buy votes. It went to this organization that funded the buying of votes. And I'm sure that's why we don't have like anybody on here tonight. Well, it is Friday night. People are probably out partying. Our listeners are probably out partying, getting drunk. but or out hunting or something. All I see is like two people,
Yep.
Dwayne and Steve,
Yep.
our faithful followers. But the rest, I don't know what happened to him. I think that the Zucker got him. I don't know. But it's amazing to me that with all this blatant, Greg's here, with all this blatant amount of evidence of corruption, they can still sit there and say, "Oh, there's no evidence."
Oh yeah.
No evidence. It's just, it's
Well, that video forced Brian Kemp's hand here in Georgia, so he
that dude
has
needs
to.
that dude needs to get out. He
Hey,
must be an idiot or he's either corrupt, one or the other.
Jeff said he's with us on Facebook.
Jeff's there. Hey, all we had to do is throw people out there. So we know Jeff and Greg aren't drunk. Well, they might be if they're watching us. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you being here. But
Oh, there's Greg.
yeah, Greg, no way. But we appreciate you guys being here with us. But seriously, where we're at right now is you need to be praying first, praying that God would open the eyes and unstop the ears of people that are just completely oblivious to any of this stuff. You need to pray for people's mental state because people are going nuts. They're going crazy, being stuck in, like here in Kentucky, where we got the crazy governor trying to keep everybody locked down and put all the businesses out of business except for the abortion clinics, the strip clubs, and the Krogers and the Walmarts. They can all stay open, but they want the churches shut down. They want the schools shut down. They want the small
Yep.
businesses shut down. They want everybody to have a stupid face mask on. I go around here all around my community. I don't wear a mask. Ain't nobody around here wears a mask. Everybody's like, yeah, that guy's an idiot. I know that there's a virus out there, but that stupid mask doesn't do anything. And I'm sorry if that offends you, but that mask does nothing. In fact,
Oh,
having
but
it on your
Troy,
face is going to have you touching your face more than you would. Because I'm all having to, if I and trying to pull it, you're crazy. You touching a cloth mask. I see people pack around these masks in their pockets. Have been there since March, since they started wearing masks. It's the same mask. They've been wiping their nose with it. They've been wiping their eyes out with it. Tell me that thing's going to protect you. Ain't none of that stuff.
the mask doesn't protect you, Troy. It protects everybody else.
Oh, yeah. It's like the vaccine. I need to take a shot to protect you from the virus. No, that's not how vaccines are working.
Half the people I see wearing a mask has it just like this. It's below their nose, which defeats the purpose. So it's like if you're not going to wear it right, why wear it? Which I don't wear it no way unless I absolutely have to. And with my job, sometimes I have to because I have to go into the hospital and stuff. And I will. I have to. I don't have no choice in that one.
Yeah, I had to take mom and dad to the doctors and stuff, and I had to wear it into the hospital, or they won't let you come in all the way. They'll let you come in and drop them off, and then you have to leave them there at the mercy of whoever, because you can't be there unless you're their caretaker or whatever. But
I saw one of them idiots like Fauci or one. I can't remember which one it was talking about plane travel for Thanksgiving. That they're like, oh well, you're actually safer on the plane than you are in the airport walking around. Well, let me see. In the airport, I could stay away from you if I want to. I could stay 6 feet away from you. If I'm sitting right next to you, elbows to elbows on a plane, how is that safer?
I don't think they're letting them. I think they got them 6 feet apart on planes. They got them in separate rows and stuff. Well, pictures I saw, but that's been a while back. They may have lessened up on that. I'm surprised the airlines are still in business.
I don't believe none of it because where was that? Was it a mayor or governor for Thanksgiving telling the people of his state, don't travel, stay home by yourself for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
don't have people over, and then flies to Mississippi to be with his family.
Well, the other one flew. Really? The other one flew to Cancun or somewhere in Mexico, and he was a Democrat governor of some state, and he was down there with his family in South America or somewhere on a island somewhere. I'm like,
Epstein Island.
wrong ocean. I think it was on the Pacific side, Caracas or something. I don't know, but you know, it's blatant in front of us. If Americans allow this thing to be stolen as blatant as it is, we deserve to be taken over by communists. Because if people don't have no more backbone than that, I guess we just deserve to be ruled by a bunch of idiots. That's all I got to say about that.
Doofus Biden was on TV. As soon as he gets elected or sworn in, he's going to impose a 100-day mask. You got to wear your mask everybody's got to wear it 100 days, and that'll stop the COVID.
We've been wearing masks since March.
Exactly.
Well, I haven't been wearing masks. People's been wearing masks since March, and it looks like it just gets worse the more you wear the mask. I don't believe none of the numbers. I don't believe none of that stuff.
No.
It's just, you can't trust them, man. You just can't trust them. They're all a bunch of liars. They're all manipulating all the data. They're all manipulating everybody, trying to screw with their minds.
But what's Alabama's football coach name? Nick Saban. So when they played Georgia in football this year, supposedly he tested positive for COVID. And then the day of the game, miraculously, he's okay. Yay. Well, the other day, he tested positive again, supposedly. Yeah. And this time he's actually got symptoms. But I don't put no faith in those tests. I mean, it might read right sometimes, but I mean, they're testing. Yeah, COVID. Uh-oh.
Yeah, ain't nothing like walking into a store and go,
I know.
They flee like cockroaches, man.
You want to get to the front of the line, just walk in the back of the line and cough a few times.
Get you a big snotty looking rag walking through. I need to get.
Does this Tylenol work on fevers? Oh, go right to the front, sir. You're all right. Don't mind me at all.
You want cash? No. No cash.
No, please no.
They don't want cash. They want the cards. They want to put us all on the digital currency system. It's all been foretold. I mean, you can either buy it or sell without the mark. That's where all this is going. If you've got eyes to see and ears to hear, the Bible is foretold that people want to control you to the point where you can't buy or sell unless you're under their control. So it is important. I don't know why I'm getting text stimulus. It is important that we are aware of what their plans are for us. And if you're a believer, that ain't good. They plan to martyr you all the way they can. They'll martyr you till you can't be martyred no more, and then you die.
Well, that's just like Biden. I don't know if we talked about this on the last episode or not, because that was 2 weeks ago. But now Biden is pushing for a mandatory buyback for assault weapons. Well, first of all, I didn't buy a single weapon from Joe Biden, so I'm not letting him buy nothing back from me.
All right.
And so now he wants to do a $200 tax per weapon that they deem as an assault weapon.
And a registered.
And registered. And $200 per magazine that's over 10 rounds.
Uh-huh. I don't know if there's enough people that's out there that's got the wherewithal to say no. I didn't tell my wife, it was like, I'm not going to put up with this stuff, right? You may be not having me around much longer. If our citizens of our fine state or Commonwealth of Kentucky are not willing to stand up against tyranny forced down by the federal government upon a state, upon a local community, I guess I'm going to be packed off, guys. I guess I'm not going to be here because I'm going to stand. I'm not putting up with this stuff. I am not going quietly into that night. Yeah. I'm going to rage against the machine, boys.
Hey, maybe we can do a Patreon account or something like the Democrats did for rioting and looting.
Yeah.
So that way, when you and I get thrown in jail, we can get out an hour later and go right back at it.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, they're getting money from outside of the United States to do this stuff.
Hmm.
They already have been tracked, and this is known evidence. This is known stuff that these communist groups are been backed by the Chinese government, and so communist government. So we know that that's coming in. That's another attack upon our sovereignty that the government should be putting a squelch to, but our Justice Department sitting on their rear end. Our FBI is totally corrupt. Our
Hmm.
CIA is probably orchestrating and bringing in the international communist government contacts to come in and overthrow our government. At some point, pitchforks and AR-15s need to be marching on some places to get rid of these communist traitors. Straight up what they are.
Hey, speaking of which, I saw that our buddy from the NFAC got arrested in Louisville.
Grandmaster, what was his name?
Grandmaster Jay.
Grandmaster J. He didn't look too happy in that picture.
They're expert weaponry that they're all experts.
They're all professionally trained.
That's why you shoot yourself and your two buddies standing next to you with a gun you're not used to.
Everybody take a knee.
Take a knee.
Every time they shoot somebody, they all drop to the knee and they start looking around.
Yeah.
Oh, we're taking fire.
Who
We're
shot?
taking fire from our own people.
Did they shoot at us? Or is that one of our own guys again?
I'm just glad that they didn't turn and start shooting in all different directions.
Yeah.
At least they had enough wherewithal that they did not do that, because that would have been a bloodbath if that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm all for anybody marching and showing their First Amendment stuff, but don't be doing that communist stuff and threaten to burn cities down.
Right.
Right. Do it in a peaceful manner. You can carry your gun loaded. I don't care.
Yep.
Do it safely and have some respect. You don't go ahead and start threatening to kill everybody and burn down the village, right? You can peacefully march all you want to. And I think that I should be able to peacefully march all I want to without people hitting me over the head with a pipe.
Right.
The conservatives don't go around beating people in the heads with pipes and hitting them with frozen water bottles, and that's not peaceful protest. That's straight up trying to kill somebody.
Yep.
And they're being paid for by communists and Democrats. And I repeat myself, but well, that's enough of the beating the political drum. We probably drove off whoever was left. Everybody's sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of talking. I don't want to post this garbage. I want to get on with my life. I want people to leave me alone. I want people to quit trying to take my freedom. I want people to just get on with their lives and leave us alone. Mind your own business. Go find something that makes you happy. You're so bitter and evil. Go find something that you can find happiness in besides trying to be my slave master.
They better stop poking the bear. That's what they better stop doing.
They've been poking the bear a long time, brother.
They have. Well,
they've been poking that bear a long time. And if they're going to steal this election, if people don't stand up and say, then we're done. We're done.
Yep.
If Trump doesn't win this, if those two senators down there in Georgia don't win this, we're done.
My goodness, dude. I cannot stand all the commercials that we still have going on. And the two Republican candidates are there's probably 5-1 on advertising on TV for them.
Yep.
5 Democrat ones and then 1 Republican one.
Yep. Well, I hear tell that they're mailing out ballots already.
They are.
For people that didn't even ask for them.
They said that they have already had 900,000 requests for ballots.
Well, that's all rigged.
Yeah. It's probably for all the people that are just getting their residence in, because I think, was it today or Monday is the last day to register to vote. My thing is,
they already registered to vote.
Well, I mean, you can still register now.
Oh, bull. That's bull.
Yep. I think you got to be registered by
That's
Monday to vote. But my thing is, if it's a runoff election, if you didn't vote the
right.
first time, you shouldn't get to. You had to vote the first time to get to run in the runoff.
Exactly.
But
Well,
no.
but there's 100,000 people that weren't registered to vote that voted in Georgia, I think, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They was filled out paper and sent it in. The thing I just saw was City Palace said that there was Chinese ballots shipped from China already filled out. Did you see that? That just
Mm-hmm.
came out this afternoon.
I did.
I don't think Chinese get to vote for American elections. And if anybody that was involved with that should be put up on a tree with a rope around their neck and hung for treason.
It's
Now I'll
probably all the
probably be
people.
taken off.
It's probably all the people that work for Hunter Biden and the Bidens over in China.
Oh, they're not smart enough for that. That's beyond their abilities.
Mm-hmm.
All they do is molest children and take money for bribes. They're just sick, filthy animals. But that's enough of that. We're just depressing people. Let's talk about good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. We got a few stickers and patches left. We've got my cups should be in. I got an email from it. Should be in not too awful long. I ordered the minimum number because that's about all I can afford to do. They should be in pretty soon. I'm hoping to have the artwork here too to put up so I can start pre-selling them maybe. And then we've got a subscribe star account called God and Guns, and we appreciate you guys doing that. And we also have oathkeepers.org. We don't get anything out of that other than they share a show, and we appreciate that on
Yeah, we
their
do.
YouTube channel and on their TV platforms and stuff that are still surviving after the social
Not on
media took them all out.
not on their Facebook no more.
No, no. 550 some thousand people on their page disappeared overnight. Well, not overnight, it was like in it right lifetime. And then you got the next two. And then we got Armed Citizen.
Hey, Axles and Tactical. You saw Troy's gun a while ago with the new Thermion thermal scope on there.
That's the Axelson Tactical
It looks nice. I like it.
flag made in the USA.
Yep.
Excellent.
And it's a tack driving machine. Troy has one. I have one. We've helped the Axelson Foundation out when they were getting everything ready for Matt, and they were good enough to send those to us, and they are just awesome guns. So if you're looking for a custom rifle, custom pistol, they do knives, all kinds of different things. Go check our buddies out at axelsonusa.com. Use the promo code God and Guns, because if you find one that looks like Troy or mine on there, then you like it, go ahead and pick that thing up, because ARs are hard to come by here lately, and they will get you a good deal on one. And
I love that flash hunter.
I know. Isn't that awesome looking?
That is cool.
I was seeing right there. Well, I'm looking at the YouTube side too. So right in the front, you got you have the Axelson logo on the flash hider. You got it on the front of the mag
wheel.
Yep, on the mag wheel, and it's on the bolt.
Yeah, there it is on the bolt.
Awesome weapons though.
There's on the side of the mag wheel.
American made, and go check them out at axelsonusa.com. Use promo code God and Guns and get a 10% discount just for watching the show. We got Jonathan from Oathkeeper channel on watching us. Hey, Jonathan.
Good deal.
Yeah. Also, hey, Palmetto State Armory's got their Christmas deals going right now.
Cool.
And if you've been keeping track of stuff, it ain't getting no cheaper. And I don't see it getting much cheaper in the near future. So they got some specials going on right now. So if you find something you like,
get quick.
You better get it quick. But you can use our affiliate link to go out to Palmetto State Armory if you need pieces, parts, lower kits, uppers, bolt carrier, whatever you need, they got it out there for you. Ammo, not so much. You're not going to find it. So good luck with that one. But it's PalmettoStateArmory.com. And like I said, use our affiliate link, and it doesn't save you any money, but they send us back a little love in exchange.
Good deal. Yep. 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 All
Oh,
right.
you sent it to Steve.
Yeah, I posted it. Steve, you're down in Texas. Those guys, those guys in Dallas. So I was talking to the Outdoor Legacy guys, and they've got the late night vision show
Late night
with
vision show. Yeah.
Hans, East Texas, Hans EX or something like that. He's down there in Texas. Um, you're doing your own show. People don't know. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Um, but they've got a show down there about thermal vision and night vision stuff like that. And I got a lot of information off that. And I was talking to Jason. He may be coming on the show. So if you guys think that you'd be interested in night vision, thermal vision, things like that, let us know. And we might have Jason and Hans on our show. We do cross show promotion a lot. So
Yeah, we did the show a while back with the
with
guys from
Fox.
Night Hunter. Well, we did Fox. Tony
Yeah.
Fox was on from Fox Optics, and we also had the guys from Night Crew come on from down in Texas. They got an outdoor channel show, and they're big predator and hog, and they do a lot more coyote and bobcat and stuff like that, I think. But
Yep.
they shoot a ton of hogs too.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
We like promoting those guys. You know,
Yeah.
they're
There's
good folks.
there's enough there's enough people out here for us all to share and cross platforms and stuff, and we all get new listeners from different shows that promote our show. So it's all good. Armed Citizen, what we got tonight?
Hey, so the NRA armed citizen this week comes to us from Wichita Falls, Texas. An armed citizen in Wichita Falls defends himself with his firearm when an assailant tried to attack him with a knife in an alleyway on December 1st, 2020. A man went to work that Tuesday morning at the Carnea something lost something grocery store. I can't pronounce it. It's kind
Covered
of
wagon, covered wagon.
it's like lost something another grocery store. When he found a suspicious man standing in an alley near the building, he told the loitering man that he needed to leave. In response, the suspicious man attempted to assault the man. The assailant tried to punch the man, and the man pushed the assailant a couple times to avoid being hit. The assailant then pulled a knife out of his pocket in response to the deadly threat. The man drew his pistol from his holster and called authorities. The man then held the assailant at gunpoint without firing until police arrived on the scene. The assailant was arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon. And that comes to us from TimesRecordNews.com in Wichita Falls, Texas.
Wow, he withheld a lot of restraint. I mean,
He did.
a knife is a deadly weapon at short distance. They can catch you up faster. You can put bullets in them. Oh well, maybe the guy was under some kind of influence of something, and he was just being kind. But I don't know. If somebody pulls a knife on me, it's not going to be the good day for them. They probably won't see tomorrow.
Right.
Because that stuff you don't mess around with. Well, how about that? Anybody have any questions for us tonight before we head out of here?
Steve
Steve's
said
interested.
he said he was interested in some night vision. I just replied back to him, told him
Yeah.
I started out with night vision and I liked it. I liked it a lot until I started with thermal.
Yeah.
And once I hunted with the thermal for the very first time, I like, no, ain't no going back from this.
Yeah. I like my night vision setup. It's not as nice as what Doug had, but it was a digital night vision, and it worked fine.
It does.
The range was not so good with the light that came with it with my XD, but I got I don't know what they call it, the flamethrower or whatever. It's a great big IR unit.
The torch.
Yeah, and that dude, you can see. Woo! I can see 200 yards that easy, and I really like that. But it makes the gun pretty heavy. I mean, you need a tripod or something to mount it on.
A bogan.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like yeah, I really like that, man. That's a cool setup. I'm looking forward to getting this thing zeroed in. It's not supposed to be raining tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. So I want to get that zeroed in and start popping these puppies around here. And I don't mean domestic dogs.
Dude, it is so funny because I can be sitting out in the stand with the thermal, and when the temperatures change, because I sit down in kind of a little bit of a hill and it goes down to the bottom, and every once in a while you'll see like a cloud come cruising by. And it's like, what the heck is that? And it's just like a thermal, coming through, and it's a different temperature. So
Yeah,
it's showing different on your thermal. So it's kind of weird. The only problem I have with the thermal is depth perception. I can't tell how far something is actually away from me, especially when you're zoomed in at 5.5 already right off the get go. So it's like your truck mirror. Things may be closer than they really appear, and they usually are.
yeah, yeah. That was the trouble I was having last night. We were tracking those animals through the woods, and I couldn't tell if at first I thought it was a coyote because it sort of had a bounce to it. You know, how the coyotes bounce.
Mm-hmm.
But then I recognized its back hips were higher than its front, so then I recognized it was a raccoon. You could tell it was higher in the back, and raccoons bounce as well when they walk. They have a certain kind of gait, sort of like a skunk, and it has a
Mm-hmm.
certain kind of a gait as a raccoon. But then I could tell after a while it was a raccoon. Then I saw it going up the tree, and I'm like, okay, it's not a coyote, and because it was back in behind the thick. I mean, it was in a thicket. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
if you were in the daytime looking at it, you couldn't have saw the animal. It picked up the heat signature through all that clutter and stuff, and you could see the outline of the animal. And then when it got completely out of the clutter, you could see clearly what it was. But until you until then, you could see the heat signature moving behind it,
Mm-hmm.
moved behind the tree. They come back out the other side, and you're like, at first, I couldn't tell how far it was because there's like these woods right at the back of our yard, and then it goes down to a ravine, and it comes back up again about 75 yards further out, and then there's a field on the other side of that you could see partially, and so I couldn't tell is it on this side of the woods or that side of the woods, or if, but I could, it's just a learning curve, and I figured out that I do like the white hot, like you
Yep.
suggested, but it was too bright on the open field because, like, if I turned it over onto the pasture, I'm not the pasture, but the alfalfa field off to the side, the reflective off the field was so bright, it, it sort of blurred everything out. So I would switch it to the black. And so the black and then the white was hot. So
Mm-hmm.
white hot, and then I switched it back. And when I was in the woods, it was the opposite. It needed to be the white was the heat signature, but on the alfalfa field, it needed to be the black was the ground, and the white, and it just had to be switched
Well,
from
you'll
one.
notice you'll notice things like certain vegetation has more heat in it, which
Yeah,
alfalfa could. So that's why it's lighting up hot.
yeah,
You know, but I run when I was running the night vision. I got the FLIR handheld that I scan with, and then when I would find something on thermal, then I'd switch over to the night vision and bring it up. But the only bad thing with the night vision is if there's any kind of foliage, leaves, and that kind of stuff, it reflects back right into the scope, especially
right,
now mine. The one I had was true night vision, so I
right,
didn't necessarily. If I had any moonlight whatsoever, I didn't need a light to
right.
come on like you do on the 4K,
Yeah,
because it's digital. It just sees what it sees, and it doesn't pick up anything like a true night vision.
right.
And
And
but
it's got a bright green to it.
mhm,
It sort of bothered my eyes. I could
yeah,
look at it for a while, and then my eye was fatigued. But with this thermal, it doesn't bother my eyes at all.
no.
Yeah,
Well, if you start looking through it at night, you'll
for long
notice
periods of
that
time.
you know if you get off because I shoot both eyes open, even with thermal,
Yeah,
and I'll notice that the one eye I'm looking through, if I get off the scope and look, it's almost black on that eye, and the
yeah,
other eye I can actually see through for a few minutes. But it's just a light coming through it, and I,
yeah.
I tone it down the brightness quite a bit at night when I'm hunting.
Yeah, I already noticed I had it on like 10. I guess that was like preset. And then when I started looking, I could see better when I turned it down to about 4 or 5.
Hmm.
It
And you can
was
adjust the contrast too.
right, yeah. And then there's a refresh rates, but we're talking back shop that you guys really don't care about. Steve had a question about is require some light. True night vision, like Doug said, if it's really good, moonlight will provide a lot of it. But it depends on how far you're throwing and where you're shooting into. If you got a dark, cove or something up in there, because like up in these woods, if I don't have that night thermal, not thermal, help me, IR light. If I don't have that
Yep.
IR light, it doesn't penetrate in there far enough to see much. It just you like see a wall of green,
Yep.
just vegetation. But if you put the IR light, you get depth perception. It goes into the woods, and so I can see it better. And
One of my buddies that I hunt with, he's got it's basically a military grade monocular that is attached to a helmet. He can drop it down over his eye.
oh yeah,
And that one is fantastic. It don't take hardly any light whatsoever, and you can see everything.
is it
And
the PVS 14 or whatever?
I don't know, I don't know exactly which one he has, but it's really high quality, good stuff
Okay.
for night vision. And he has an hour laser on the gun.
Yeah,
So we'll be sitting in the stand. He'll have the gun laying on the thing. We get ready to shoot a hog. He turns the laser on, and I can see it through my night vision, or I could.
Yeah.
I could see his laser when he gets on the pig. I'm like, okay, you're good. And I like lined up. I'm like, you ready? He's like, yep. And he's not even looking down the rifle scope or nothing. He just got the laser on him.
Yeah.
Bam, done.
Yeah, that's a cool setup there. But the only thing I don't like about night vision is that if your enemy has the ability to see IR, then you're illuminating yourself and you're
Yeah.
illuminating where you're shooting from. So the thermal, you're in the dark. I mean,
Oh yeah, you're
if they have
hid.
night vision, but it'd be nice to have somebody that's got thermal that's not illuminated. That not thermal, night vision is not illuminated, so that you see somebody that's running night vision, you could spot them before they spot you. Or
Yeah,
with a thermal, you pick up their heat signature anyway. So
it was funny with mine because my son-in-law Matt would be hunting in one stand, and I would be hunting in another stand, and the road would actually cross down out in front of us. So I could be sitting there looking with my true night vision that was on mine, and I didn't need a light. So I'm just scanning the field with it, looking for pigs. And then all of a sudden I just see it looked like a car headlight coming down the hill, and he'd actually turn his light on, and he'd be looking with his. He was shooting a 4K Pro,
yeah,
and but he had to turn the light on to be able to see anything. And I could see that thing shining 200 yards, and it just light the whole road up.
did he have the one that came with it, or did he buy the aftermarket one?
No, he did use that one. Now I had a stream light on mine, and that thing was bright. I could throw probably 600 yards with it, no problem.
This one I've got, it's got a head on. It's about that big,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about that long. It's probably 12 inches long or so. And that dude throws as far as I could shoot. I mean, from where I'm at with the terrain I've got, and be safe to shoot. But most of my ranges are probably maxing at 400 yards, except for this one cornfield across from us, which it's a good 1,200. It's probably 1,500 yards across that one field. That's the biggest open area I got, but I won't be night visioning in that.
I had my buddy Ron out hunting with me. He was using one of my ARs with the night vision on it, and I was using the thermal. And it's funny, we were both recording. He was recording on his gun, I was recording on my gun. So we're looking at the exact same thing, and I trimmed them down where the footage was almost exact. So he's looking at the pigs. He can see them. I can see them in the thermal. And we counted it down. He pulled the trigger, and you can see on his, as soon as he shoots, he can't see anything in front of him because of the smoke off the gun. Yeah. All your IR light is reflecting off that smoke coming right back. So until the smoke cleared, he couldn't see anything. And I shot the same time he did, but I could see the pig run off. And that's when I made another shot on the second hog and popped him at 150 yards running in the head and killed him. But you go back and look at the video, when he makes his shot, he doesn't see anything else. And like 3 or 4 seconds later, you hear me shoot my second shot. But he didn't see anything to shoot at.
Right. Yeah. Only thing I've noticed just because of the weather the last 2 days is that it doesn't like misty, rainy weather. The high humidity sort of seems like it clouds it.
It
And
does a
we
little
had
bit.
we were out, and you could see the moisture. The moisture comes up off the ground and rose up, and it is sort of obscured. I mean, you can still see things up close, but anything at a distance, it sort of just turned into like looking at a cloud in front of it.
Well, you'll notice with the thermal, if it's raining or doing whatever, if it's especially if it's raining, the rain is one temperature, so it cools everything off to the
Right,
same temperature. So it just looks gray
right,
until something walks out, and then when something walks out, I mean, exactly.
right.
Dude, I've sit at 100 yards with mine and watched field mice run out of the grass into the corn, grab a kernel of corn, and run back, and they drive me crazy. Because I'm just sitting there half watching, and all of a sudden I just see a hot spot. It's like, whoop, and then it's like, whoop, back he goes. I'm like, that dang mouse.
The first thing I saw out there was we've got a transformer. We don't have a pole mounted transformer. We got one that's in a box. It's on top of a concrete pad. It's sitting in our
Mhm.
backyard. Our power's running underground across the farm, and so I went past that, and you could see the heat coming off of that transformer. There's just this big red glow around it. Like, wow, that thing's throwing off a lot of heat. I didn't realize there's so much heat coming off of it.
Mhm.
And then saw an owl at one point, and then saw some. Well, I think we're mice back here around the chicken coops and things. And so it's a whole new world, man. I'm looking forward to getting out there. I just want the weather to break.
My FLIR, the handheld I got is so good that you can be looking through it. I can take my hand and put it on the rail of the shooting blind or something for like 3 or 4 seconds, and
Uh-huh.
take my hand completely back off of it, and you can still see my fingerprints on the board. And if in the we were playing with it in the office one day, if somebody is walking across the floor, I can see about 6 footprints that they left with a pair of shoes on. I can see the heat signature on the floor where they're walking.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was the cool thing about the when you're sighting it in, you could see the heat
Hmm.
spot where it hit the target for 10, 15 seconds or so, and then it goes back to the background temperature.
Yep.
I saw them shooting. They were shooting ice cubes like you were talking about.
Yep. That's what I say mine in.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I want to do tomorrow. Well, we better get out of here. It's getting late, and people are going to want to go to bed, and we're gonna wrap it up. So send your feedback to Troy at GuidingGunsPodcast.com, or
Doug at GuidingGunsPodcast.com.
please tell your friends about us. Like us on iTunes, Facebook, Parler, MeWe, Wimkin. What else is there? There's another one I'm forgetting. All those places we're there somewhere.
Right.
So go find us. It's Guiding Gun Podcast most of the time, or Guiding Guns, or you can find me under Troy Clopton, or you can find Doug under which ones you got?
G&G Doug.
G&G Doug. And
Guiding
then,
Guns Doug.
yeah. And then we're on Instagram, at least
Me,
we
we have
were.
just Doug McDowell on there.
Yeah. So find us over there. Like us on our YouTube channel. Click notifications, all that stuff. If you're over on Oath Keepers, thank you for being over there. Please like and
Yes.
subscribe over there on Oath Keepers as well. Oath Keepers has other television channels, so like Roku and Apple and all these other places. I can't keep up with all the stuff going over there. Strike TV, we're also over there. So we appreciate word of mouth, man, because we don't have them. They won't let us pay for advertisement on Facebook anyway.
No.
All right. So we got a website that Doug is just about to put the finishing touches on, guidinggunspodcast.com. Good night, guys. We appreciate you all joining us. Until next time, Doug, have a blessed week.
And keep your guns close, but keep your Bible closer. Have a good night, guys.
Night. Get my things to work here. I'll get us out of here.